Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Jose Figura. Welcome to my channel, Elite Chance Performance. You guys are tuned in to comeback season where I usually vlog my rehab journey, but this video is going to be a little bit different. It's only fair that I tell you guys the story about how I blew out my ACL. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you guys about what I had planned before I actually blew out my ACL and how I actually blew out my ACL. Alright, so for this story guys, I'm going to take you guys back to September 2015. Alright, now reason being I'm taking you guys so far back is because that's when I actually came back to the UK. So I was playing in Iceland prior to that, and I decided to leave Iceland to come back to the UK and play football in the UK again, try my luck in the UK. Okay, so the whole reason I did go to Iceland is because I wanted to gain experience and get more experience at that professional platform, and obviously that's where I got the opportunity to do that. So that's why I went to Iceland and I played out in Iceland, and yeah, I played there for 2 years, and I thought, okay, it's enough now. I want to come back to the UK and play in the UK and establish myself back home basically. But yeah, so September 2015 I'd come back from Iceland, and I was looking for teams to obviously go play or trial at a team, and it was almost impossible to even try to talk to a team because clubs already had their squads. They already had their squads for the season. Like, this is the start of the season, so they've already had their squads. So even if I had an agent speak to a team or whatnot, it was impossible because, like I said, teams already had their squads. So my mindset from there was to play for a Ryman team, so a Ryman Prem team. So a Ryman Prem team is a semi-professional team that's still at a decent standard, where players still get picked up and still go on to obviously play at a higher level. So obviously I was playing at the Ryman team just to kind of tick over and make sure that I was staying fit and obviously getting game time. So I played up until January. So January came, I thought, all right, so play up until January, and we'll see what happens in January. See if you can get a move in January, or even go to a team in January. It depends, obviously, depending on what was out there. So I waited until January, and January came now, and like, teams were looking for players, and I thought to myself, okay, so teams are looking for players now, but really and truly they're looking for players to make an impact to the team. Okay, now a player that's going to make an impact to the team is a fit player and a player that is performing. Now I was performing, okay, but to be honest with myself, I wasn't fit. I wasn't 100% fit. So what I didn't want to do is go to a team and sell myself short because I wasn't fit, so I wouldn't be able to play to the best of my ability because I wasn't fit. So I was real with myself. I told myself, you know what, Jose, there's no point, because you're just not fit, and like, you're not gonna get a good opportunity out of it if you go to a club and you underperform. So that's closing the door for myself. So I didn't want to do that. So I thought to myself, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll play at the Ryman team up until the season finishes, and then when the season finishes, I'll continue training and make sure that I'm fit for pre-season. So when pre-season comes, I'm ready for any opportunity that comes for me. So what I was doing is that up until then, I was talking to agents and people that I know that could help me out. So just before pre-season had come, February, I got a call from an ex-teammate of mine, and he'd asked me what I'm doing with myself, and he told me that he's playing out in Thailand, and he said that there was an opportunity for a tour, to go on a tour to Malta and obviously train and play some Maltese clubs, because at that time they were looking for players. So I thought, Malta, I've never really thought of Malta like that, but okay, I'll give it a go, because I wasn't really doing nothing. I was playing at this Ryman team, and I thought I might as well create myself even more opportunities. So if something comes about it, great. So I researched a little bit about Malta, and I found out that Yannick Bolasie, who plays for Everton, he played in Malta. He played for a team in Malta for a year or so, and came back to the UK, and then got himself in in the league clubs and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, that sounds good to me, sounds appealing to me. Let me go to Malta and see what it's about. So I then gone to Malta. It was good, and it was almost like England, but just warm. So yeah, the football there was good. It was a good level of football. I mean, yeah, I would say they're a little bit physical. They're a little bit on the technical side, just a little bit like the Italians. But yeah, the football there was good. So I went out there, and we played some Maltese teams, and then we also played a Russian Premier team and a Polish Premier team out there. So they were on their pre-season. So they were in pre-season. So we played against them, and one of the teams that we actually played this year played Real Madrid in the Champions League. So I was actually watching the game, and I was like, well, I played against this dude. But yeah. So anyways, there was some interest. There was some interest from some clubs, and one of the managers that was actually running the tour, he had spoken to me, and he told me that there may be opportunity for him in the summer. He might take over a team, and if so, he'd like me to come down and obviously have a trial at the team and see how things go. So I thought, okay, you know what, I'll do that. So I came back to the UK, continued with the Ryman Prem team, and yeah, the season had finished, and I continued training. So I was pretty much training every day. So I was working on my fitness, working on my technical ability, just improving everything, just ticking over. So when it came to pre-season, I was levels above people already. So yeah, so as I was training, obviously I was liaising with agents and people that I'd known that could help me out, obviously, with football and get and create opportunities for myself. And an opportunity came my way, and it was a Ryman team that wanted me to come join them for pre-season. So with this team, they started pre-season early, and this team is known for their pre-season. Basically, their pre-season is like hard, and that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to hear, because if the pre-season was that good, then it would get me at the right level to actually perform to the best of my ability. It will get me fully fit. So I'd started pre-season with this team. I was going training with the team like it was around 3-4 times a week, because it was pre-season, and we were doing loads of running, loads of fitness. But I felt good. The reason why I felt good is because I was already training prior to that. So when it come to actually doing the fitness, I was ticking over. I was feeling good. I was running. I was pretty much almost 100% fit. Basically, I was just lacking match fitness, but in terms of cardio fitness and stuff like that, I was good. My body was functioning well, and I was happy with how things were going. So as pre-season came, obviously I then started liaising again with the people that I'd spoken to earlier in the months about opportunities going out to teams and stuff like that. And the opportunity in Malta had come back up again. So the manager that was running the tour, he called me up and he told me that he'd taken over the team that he said he would take over, and he wants me to go there for a trial. So so the next couple of days we're talking about obviously arranging things and stuff like that, and I flew over to Malta and I went to the team. The team was in the Premier League. They'd play in the European Champions League as well. So that was a good look. That was a good look for me already. I thought, okay, so he already knows how I play. He already seen me play. He was happy with the way I play. He just wants to see how I fit around with the team and if I can impress him even more. So I went there feeling confident, feeling fit. I was happy with how things were going. It was hot. It was in the summer, and yeah, the first night I arrived late, so I missed the first training session, which wasn't a problem anyways, because I wasn't meant to train on the first day. And the second day, we had the first training session. So the first training session, I remember us starting with fitness. We started with fitness straight away, and for me it wasn't a problem because, like I said, I was fit. I was good. My body was well. So we started off with fitness, and then we went on to passing, and then if I remember, we went on to possession, and that's when I started getting out of my shell, started playing passes, confidence, and just being the player that I was, because I was fit and I was feeling good. So I was getting into the game, getting into the feel of things, and I was enjoying it. Things were going well, and I was happy with the first training session. I was content with how I'd done, and yeah, I thought, okay, next day, just stay consistent and continue doing the same things. So the next day came. We trained on the first day. We trained on grass, and on the second day we trained on artificial grass. So again, we commenced with the training session. We done like some plyometric stuff, some passing, and then we went into a possession. Now we went into this possession. We was doing well. Again, just feeling good, confident, and I remember specifically, this is when I actually got injured now. This is where I injured my knee. So I remember specifically, I had the ball. I got it off the centre back. I was playing in midfield. I got it off the centre back, and I played it out to the wing. So I played it out to the wing, and as I played it out to the wing, I went to go get a 1-2. So it was a 1-2 pass that I was gonna go get. I played it out to the wing, and I made the move to get the seconds. Basically, the seconds is the second pass. Okay, and as I went to plant my foot and make the turn, I just heard a like crunching sound, and like my knee just gave way, and the next thing you know, I was on the floor. I was in pain, like I literally didn't know what had happened. Like I wasn't too sure what had happened, but I was on the floor. I was in pain, and I couldn't even get up. I'd never felt such pain like that in my life. And I was in pain. I was rolling, and they were trying to get me up, but it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. So I rolled off the pitch now, and the physio he was trying to take a look at my leg, and I was in pain. Just give me a few seconds to kind of calm down, and then we could kind of commence with what you want to do. That's basically what I was thinking. But yeah, he was just trying to look at my knee and trying to see what was going on. But again, I was in ridiculous amount of pain, and he was just doing a little testing, seeing if I could walk. He was telling me to run. Like I'd stand up. I stood up, and I tried to run. I ran for literally not even a second, and I just no, like this is not happening. Like there's something wrong with my knee. There's actually something wrong with my knee. I sat down. I had to wait until the training session had finished, because we were a little bit away from the stadium, because they were doing some renovations or something at the stadium. So I was there on the sideline, icing my knee, and I was in pain. Like I was shivering for some reason. Like the pain I was feeling, it like almost made me cry. Like it was that bad. And yeah, the training session had finished, and the coach took me to the stadium, back to the stadium, to the change rooms. And yeah, I was just in the car, and we were just talking, and it was one of those things, like the atmosphere, like we kind of knew that like it's a wrap. Like an injury like that, or an outcome like that, is just, we all know what it is. It's a wrap. So I mean, we went back to the stadium, and then he said that he would go to the club doctor probably in 2 days time or something like that. So for the meantime, just rest, ice it up, and we'll do a diagnostic with the club physio before I actually go to the doctor. So the next day, we went back to the apartment where I was sharing with one of the teammates, and he was a lovely guy, man. He was so cool, man. And he helped me a lot, man. He actually helped me a lot, because I was on crutches, and I couldn't really bear weight on my knee, because it was that painful, and a slight bit of movement, like, it killed me. So he helped me out a lot. I mean, he basically cooked for me, and like just checked up on me and made sure I was okay and stuff like that. So I was bedbound for a good amount of time. Basically, I was bedbound for a good amount of time. I remember that first night of sleep was terrible because my knee was just, it was in pain. Like, I was in pain. It was ridiculous. My knee was swelling up. And then yeah, we went to the training ground the next day to go have a look at so the physio could check out my knee and see what was actually wrong with my knee. He was doing the diagnostics on my knee and stuff like that. And like, I could tell by his face that he knew what it was, but he didn't really want to tell me like that, like, because maybe he thought I would get upset or whatnot, because I mean, I was a trialist, and for a trialist to come and get injured and then someone tell you that you're injured and you can't continue anymore, it's heartbreaking. So he probably thought I'll cry or whatnot, but I was a man. I'm a man, like I could take it. So I was asking him questions, and he said it's signs of an ACL rupture, but he doesn't know too sure. Obviously, go to the doctor, and the doctor will give you a better diagnostics. I was like, alright, cool. So the day after, we went to the club doctor. Club doctor had a look at me. Like, he done the checks and stuff like that, and he basically said, look, I can't 100% tell you that it's the ACL, but I think it's the ACL just from experience. Obviously, we need to do scans and stuff like that, and because I'm not signed to the club or anything like that, I wouldn't be covered. So he advised me to come back to the UK and obviously do all the procedures there. So I then came back to the UK, and I went obviously through the hospitals and stuff like that, and I done the procedures through the hospital. I done my scan, and then I got the results of my scan, and then I went in for an appointment, and the doctor basically told me that, yeah, I'd ruptured my ACL. So from there, like, I didn't know what to think, because I was kind of expecting it already. Like, it was just, an injury like this is something I never had. Like, I've seen it happen in front of me. Like, I've seen people go through it, but I never thought I'd be the one with that type of injury. So when he told me, like I wasn't really heartbroken. Like, it kind of just answered my questions. So I just wanted to kind of like move on forwards, like know what happened and just move on forwards, and get straight to, if I need to have surgery, and just get straight to rehab and get like back on it again. So he told me, obviously I tore my ACL, and from that I had to kind of do prehab. So obviously like from the injury, I did lose some muscle mass on my knee and stuff like that, and obviously I had to re-strengthen it just to kind of give my knee the best opportunity to recover from the surgery, because the doctor said I had to have surgery. So it was a reconstructional surgery that I had to have. So I done all the prehab stuff, I done all the strengthening and all that stuff, and then I got a surgery date, and yeah, I was just excited to kind of have my surgery, because I just wanted to get it all over and done with, like just do the surgery and just kind of get into like rehabbing. So I went in for my surgery day. I remember my surgery day like it was yesterday, because it was only a month ago. And yeah, everything went smooth. Like it was everything I expected, because I done a lot of research about it, and it was everything that I kind of had expected. And yeah, so I remember just waking up from the surgery, and like I was kind of like, I woke up, I was sleepy kind of thing, and I remember the nurse was there, and he was talking to me, and he showed me pictures of how my knee looked like inside and what had been done. And then he was like to me, oh, do you want to see your knee? And then he showed me my knee, and obviously my knee was all bandaged up and stuff like that. And I thought, alright, cool, like I've had my surgery, like it's done now, like let's get to the rehabbing. And yeah, like that day I went home. I remember being tired. I was hella tired, and I rested, and yeah, and then obviously the rest is history. Obviously the rest is what you guys have been seeing. I've just been obviously working on my rehab, working on getting the strength back in my knee, building the muscles up again around my knee. And obviously it's the first couple phases of the rehab that I'm at. And yeah, this is obviously my story. This is why comeback season is important to me, because obviously I want to make a comeback to continue that journey that I wanted to take when I came back to the UK. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that story time. Obviously it's an experience in my life that I wanted to share with you guys. It's something that I'm going through now at the moment, and I want you guys to follow my journey, because obviously I'm gonna make a comeback, and as you guys already know it, this is comeback season. So if you guys haven't already checked out my first video about my ACL surgery experience, go check it out, see what I got up to the first couple weeks after surgery. And yeah, if you like the video, obviously give me a big thumbs up, because you know what it does for your boy. And make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can continue following my journey. It's your boy Jose Figura. You guys are tuned in to comeback season, and I'm out. Peace.